Hello hunters! Today I'm going to show you guys how to buff yourself in Monster Hunter Wilds. So first things first is you want a portable barbecue grill. Select it, use it, and this is going to be our first process of actually buffing ourselves. So you want to grill a meat, do a custom meal. You can do recommended if you want something fast. For rations you want to use, I would say meat, because you always want to have a lot of attack. You don't really need defense too much. But yeah, if you want to go defense, you can. Then for your second ingredient, all of these are really good, to be honest. But if you want more defense, you go with that. If you want to reduce your stamina depletion, go with that. But I would actually, if you want DPS, go with the airy egg, because you get more boost in damage if you're repeatedly attacking. So, but I like to have evade. Really helps to not get hit. But anywho, and in your third ingredients, you can pick whatever you want. You can't really always apply wet, so I wouldn't really recommend this. But anything else is pretty good. But anywho, let's just go with that. Start cooking. Boom. And that's how we get our buffs. And there you go. Attack and element. Boom. Some buffs. And you get your stamina and your health bumped up right here. Now I'm on keyboard, so if you guys want to check your food timer, I use control. I don't know what it is on Xbox or PlayStation, but if I hold control, it'll show in the top left corner my food buff and how long it lasts. You can also check inside your tent. If you go to right here, you can also check your food buff right here. Alright, for attack and defense buffs, let's talk about attack right now. You're going to want Might Pill, Mega Demon Drug, Might Seed, and then you're going to want your powders, your Demon Powder. And it's the same with defensive stuff. You want your Hard Shell Powder, your Adamant Pill, your Mega Armor Skin drink, and your Adamant Seed. Then you're going to want your Armor Charm and your power charm to remain in your inventory. Alright, so the cool thing about having your armor charm and your power charm is they give you a passive buff. Your armor gives you 12 defense just by staying inside your pouch, and your power charm gives you 20 plus attack just by staying in your pouch. So you always want these in any of your little builds. So to get your armor and your power charm, all you gotta do is talk to Rex and Cobb at Suja Peaks and do their mission that they give you. I think it's Wounded Hollow and Gatekeeper, I believe. So talk to Rex and Cobb to get those, and you want to have those inside your item pouch. Alright, so let's start applying our buffs. So we got our Demon Drug, and that'll boost my attack up. And then you want to switch over to your Seeds, and that'll boost up my attack even more. Then you want to use your powders. Your seeds and your powders will last 3 minutes, and your drink will last about, I think it's 50 minutes. But right now, I got those going on. Those buff me up. Now for your Might Pill, this will give you a huge boost, but it only lasts about, I think it's 25 to 30 seconds. So you want to use this strategically when you're fighting a monster, like whenever it's down or stunned or something like that. But here's my attack. It gives you quite a big buff. It's 775, so if I pop this, I think it gives me 20. Actually, it gives me a lot more than that. 821, so I went from 775 to 821, so a big buff, but it doesn't really last that long. So you gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so that's how you do your attack buffs. I'm gonna do my defense buffs. I am at 367 right now, so we're gonna pop our drinks, our Mega Armor Skin, then our Seed, then we're gonna do our Powder, and then last will be the Adamant Pill. But before we do that, so I'm at 432, and I think the pill lasts a minute, and I think it ups your armor by like 1.3 or something like that, or 1.2, but I'm up to 516 defense right now. But keep in mind that pill doesn't really last that long. It's only like a minute. So that is our attack and our defense. We are pretty much fully buffed in that department. Now there is other buffs that we can apply. Now if you haven't eaten a meal and you want to get 50 plus stamina, you can always use a energy drink, which gives you stamina, and it also shakes off sleep. So if you're sitting around spinning and you're about to sleep, you can pop one of these to get right back up. And of course, to deal with the environments, you want to have your hot drink and your cool drink. So depending on which environment you are in, you want to pop these to relieve yourself from those temperatures. So these help out quite a lot. Now another way you can get some attack buffs is with the bow gun. And you can use the demon ammo, which produces a cloud that temporarily strengthens your attack. So this is also a nice way to save on your powders, basically. So use this if you want to. You can also use the armor ammo to apply the defense cloud as well. So another way to get attack that stacks is to have someone in your party with a hunting horn to perform buffs with their basically their enchants or whatever they do. But anyway, I haven't really fooled around with that too much, but that is another way you can get some additional attack buffs. Now another way to get a huge food buff is to check your map and look for any of these major areas for someone that wants to cook for you. If they want to cook for you, they're gonna offer you a huge buff to your character, like 5 plus attack and a bunch of elemental defense and stuff like that. So I don't have any right now, but keep checking these, because sometimes people would offer to cook for you and they give huge benefits, so accept that whenever you can. Alright, so let's talk about another fun way to buff, and that's with the Mushroommancer. So what I'm gonna do is put on some gear that gives me Mushroommancer, which is this one right here, these boots, these Malaho roots. They give me 3 to Mushroommancer, which is perfect because that allows me to use all my mushrooms. So I'm gonna put those on right now, and if I go into my item pouch, I have pretty much all the mushrooms. I think I remember exactly what all of them do. I'll try and tell you guys what they do. But anyway, this is a fun and cheap way to buff yourself without spending a lot of resources on the major items that I just used. Alright, so let's start off with the Excite Shroom. Now this is just going to give you a random buff, so you never know what it's really going to give you. That's why it's Excite Shroom. Then we have the Toad Shroom. This is gonna pretty much heal your red health bar. Like if you're taking like poison damage or something like that, or fire damage, this will replenish your missing red health bar. So that's what that does. And then we have our Parashroom. This is gonna be our defense buff. Now if you use this, this does not stack, and I'll actually you'll lose a little bit of defense if you take it, but this is another defense buff you can apply if you are running low on like powders or something like that. Then we have the Devil's Blight. This is going to be our stamina mushroom. I've already taken it, but yeah, that gives you stamina. If you don't have health already, like if you don't already have a meal, this will give you 50 stamina, I believe, and it'll reduce your stamina depletion actions. So anyway, and then Nitro Shroom, this is going to be our attack buff. And I don't think it overrides anything. Yeah, it's not overriding, so it's just reapplying. Well, actually, yeah, I think it's just reapplying it, but I could be wrong. And then we got our Mandragora. This will increase our health all the way to max. This is what the main reason I really like wearing Mushroommancer stuff in the very beginning of the game, because you get pretty much 10 full health potions right off the bat with this. So not only will this increase your health all the way to max, but it'll also give you an additional 52 health. So if I didn't have a meal on right now, it'd actually give me my 50 that I need. So, but yeah, that's what that does. It increases your max health, plus it heals you fully. And then we got our blue shrooms. This is just basically your a little bit of health increase. This is like your potions, basically your common potions. That's what those do. But yeah, that's about it for the mushrooms and what they do. So if you want a cheap alternative way to buff yourself, go with Mushroommancer, and you'll save a lot on resources. And once you're pretty much stocked up, you already have all your traders and stuff unlocked, and you're having a good flow of stuff coming in, then you can switch out of Mushroommancer, and you don't have to worry about with all those resources and stuff. But Mushroommancer is a great way to buff yourself the cheap way. But anywho, that's about it. Hopefully you guys learned some things, and I will see you guys next time. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure there's some secret stuff, but I know there's equipment buffs that you can get, you know, like agitator and peak performance and stuff like that. In gear sets, but this is just your basic buffs that you can apply with items and stuff. But anywho, you guys all have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Peace.